Hello, I'm Seth, and today we're going to go over Nightwatch, some new APIs Nightwatch came out with their new version 3. And I'm going to look at findByRole and findByText. These are new, and I played around with them and found a couple of interesting things, so I just want to share that, and let's just jump into that. We're going to be using this demo site. This is a demoblaze.com. I did not write this site. It was just an example site I found. And what we're going to do on this site is all we're going to do is find this login button right here and click it and get this page to pop up. That's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to use actually 3 APIs. One is going to be element.find. And then we're going to use this one, findByText and findByRole, and play around with these. And actually, we're going to be using a little bit more than that. We'll probably be using find all by role and maybe even find all by text to get more than one thing at a time. So let's jump into these and let's see. Let's start out with just find. Find will let us just get one thing, and that's a little bit closest to how Nightwatch used to work. So let's try this as our first test. So I'm going to create a new test file here under our test directory. I'm going to call it findstuff.ts. I'm doing TypeScript today. This is me just trying to learn TypeScript, so I'm doing everything in TypeScript. First thing I found is that we have to import the Nightwatch API. This is because I'm using this Mocha syntax, and for some reason it just, unless I do this, it does not work right. So this is what I'm doing. Let's do describe. And if you see weird stuff filling in, that's because I decided to play around with GitHub Copilot, which is an AI assistant. So it does some magical things, which I don't always want it to do. So anyway, yeah, DemoBlaze, that's a good name. I'll take that. So we're doing the describe. Runs like the Mocha syntax. And then within that, it is the first test. And what we're going to do is use find to click login. It's actually 2 words. It's not here. And do I want async await? Sure, I'll make this async. So we're going to want async here and pass in the browser object. And with TypeScript, we got to put the Nightwatch API as the type right here. That makes everything happy. So I love how this automatically fills in a whole bunch of stuff. But we're not going to use all of the stuff that it's going to fill in. And it's so tempting because this is basically what I want to do. How does it read my mind like this? So we're going to await. It's still going. Anyway, browser.url, browser.base URL, which is that demoblaze.com. So for this one, we want to do await browser.element.find. And for the find argument, we're going to use a CSS selector. So I'm going to go over here. If you right click on this, hit inspect, I'll bring up exactly this guy. And you can see it's highlighting it right now. You now right click here and go copy CSS selector. And by the way, I'm not saying this is the best way of doing things. This is just a cheap shortcut to doing CSS selectors. There's better ways of doing it, but just for this example, I'm just copying whatever CSS selector it gives me. Let's go over here. Let's paste in that CSS selector. And then .click. And that should bring up the modal. And we want to give a little pause right here. A couple seconds is fine, just to see that everything worked. Cool. Now down here, do npx Nightwatch, -E for Chrome, and then -T is going to be the test file. So test and find stuff. So what it should do is open everything up and click on that login link. And pause for a couple seconds so we see that the modal, yep, there we go. It all worked. The modal popped up. So this is just using find and using the CSS selector. But what we want to do is use some of the new things that Nightwatch has given us, which is findByRole and findByText. So I'm going to get rid of this little pause right here. Go on and create a new test. Use findByRole. Actually, let's do findByText first, because I feel people might use findByText. And to click, let's see, we'll do the async. Watch API, sure. And what is happening? Plug in too many things for me. That, and that, and that. Okay. So same as above, we're going to do the await. And that's going to take us to the Demo Blaze website. Now, findByText, we look this up. It's going to, let me make sure you can read this. I'm going to find the element on the page that has the specific text. I cannot talk. And our text on this page, go back over here, the text we want is login. So what we expect is to be able to click on this and it will log in. Wait, browser.element.findByText. Oh, it kind of fills it in for us. I'll just let it do that. So findByText, login, click. And then we will await browser.pause for, I don't know, 3 seconds. Do 3 seconds. Save that. And I don't want the other test above it to run, so I'm going to do it.only. So only this one test runs. Clear this out and start again. Let's see what happens when findByText occurs. Nothing happened. It did not click it. So why didn't findByText work? You know why? Because there's more than one element with login text on the screen. There's another one that's hidden. I found this, it drove me crazy. I had to find this out. If you go down here and just hunt, I think do a search for login. Yeah, there's a whole different thing. And you can't quite see it. But there is a thing called login, which is just in text. And yeah, if you keep going through, there's like 2 or 3 things. There's like a login button and a footer as well. So apparently down here in the footer, there's something that says login. I don't see it though. However, there is 3 things that have login. We can see right here. That's why it's getting the first thing, which is not what we want. Let's go over here. What actually is happening? We want to do find all by text to kind of see what's going on here. So let's find by text. Let's do find all by text. And we're not going to click yet. I'm going to do find all by text. And that's going to return, like, let's see, let's just let it return const all login. And let's see how much how many it finds here. Yeah, console.log, all the logins. .link, sure. So this should return an array of all the logins, and this will output the link to the console. So let's see what happens here. And we can get rid of this. Pause. We don't need it right at this second. Let's rerun everything. Okay, 3. Just like we did before, and what we saw in there, there is 3 logins. 3 things with the login text that it's finding. So which one is the one we want to click? I did look through each thing, and I found it's the second element that we want to click on. So after some debugging, I found it's number 2, and in order to click that second one, there's this thing called inth. So you can go .inth. Whoops, not link. There's nth. All right. Get rid of this return value here. Right here. .nth inth. There we go. And so it's going to be 0, 1, or 2. So it's a 0-based index. And I found it's the second one that we want to click on. Let's uncomment this. Try running again and see if clicking on the second thing does the trick. No, it did not. Maybe inth is... Maybe it's the third one, 0, 1, 2. Or inth is not 0-based like I think it is. That could be my problem. Oh, that did it right there. It's inth number 2. And you just had to experiment with that. Had to find that. So here's the problem with using findByText, is that if there's more than one thing that has the same text, that can cause your test to fail. So let's see how findByRole differs. So I'm going to get rid of this dot only here, and we're going to do another test here. See it. Use findByRole. Async browser Nightwatch API. There we go. And yeah, sure. But I'm going to get rid of all this stuff right here. This findByRole. Okay. That's a good one. findByRole button, name, login. But that's not how we're going to use findByRole first. So findByRole, there's a whole bunch of roles that things have. And they have there's like a W3 document that has all the ARIA roles. I'm not going to share that right now, but there's basic things like button, link, things of that nature. And what we want to find right here is, we go to the top of this page and we look at this login button and we inspect it. We see these are links right here. These are not buttons, these are links. It's a list of links. So we want to find the role link. But I think we're going to run into the same problem because all of these are links. So findByRole link on any one of these is not going to give us what we want. But let's do it just like we did before. findByRole And I'm going to cheat a little bit just for the sake of brevity in this video. Find by link, find all by role link. And through a little bit of research, it was .inth length. Quit auto correcting me to length. Why do that? Okay. .nth. There we go. And it's actually number 5. .click. That took me some research, just like we did before, where I kind of just figure out how many links were on the page and figure out the 5th one. That just took some trial and error. Let's put the dot only on this. So only this test runs, and try it again. That works. So find all by role. And you know, honestly, looking at this code, find all by role link and then finding inth5 and then clicking it, I don't know, I still feel like this first one is better. We just took the ID of the thing. Let me show you like that. It's just the CSS selector, log into the ID, and then clicked on that. Also, we could do, like, instead of using the ID, we could use like this data-target login modal. And I think that's much more clear than this find all by text. Find this login. I mean, login does tell you what you're looking for, but this one right here, find all by role, does not tell you at all what we're trying to find. You wouldn't be able to look at this and say, I'm looking for a login button. I think there's a way to modify. You can actually combine using the findByRoles and findByText and put them together and narrow down what you're looking for. So let's try that out. Use both findByRole and findByText. Oh, how does GitHub Copilot know all this in advance? So smart. But I just disabled it, and I wish it would stop autofilling all my stuff in after I've disabled it. Okay, so async. I think I need to probably just restart my thing, but we're too deep into this to restart now. Too deep into it. All right. And it did some magical stuff, and I don't know what it did. That, leave, then add that, and that should be fine. Okay. And again, we want our wait. Yeah, sure. What happened here? Okay. And that's basically what I want. So GitHub Copilot does a good job, but let's get rid of this. This is not exactly what I wanted to do. So if we actually look at the role here and we go up, so here's all the things we want. But then we look up here, the class is the navbar, div navbar, and what this actually is, if we go up all the way up to here, oh, nav. So nav is actually a navigation role. So what I can do is, first thing is get this nav, and then from the nav, I can maybe try to find the text of login, because then I've gotten rid of all other places where it says login. In nav, there's only this one login. So what I could try here is find by role. I'm not using the find all anymore. And then here, and go navigation. That should give us that menu header. And then I can do find by text. And here we can do the, how is it spelled? Is it lowercase? Yeah, lowercase login. And then .click. And let's see, put it.only on this. Let's run this test. see what happens here. There you go. So I personally, I like this. This is kind of, you can read it and understand what's happening. I'm going to the navigation menu and I'm clicking login. You can read it and understand exactly what's happening here. Whereas findByRole and this findByText, hard to read. Just looking at the test, I would not know that's what that's for. But also what's readable is a little less readable. But is this login too, or if I use that data test ID, that or actually that data-target here, login modal, that would have also been fairly clear, I think. So the only problem I have with this is the findByText. If you have any internationalization of your app whatsoever, like if it's in multiple languages, then this login can throw you off. And as we saw before, if someone hides another login button somewhere that's maybe dynamically displayed, that can also cause this test to fail or click the wrong thing. But as it is right here, I think this is cool. And I like I love findByRole. This helps people understand. It's really nice. I like these are two great additions to Nightwatch. Anyway, that's basically it for this. I've gone way over my time. So that's it. That was findByRole and findByText. And we also played with findAllByRole and findAllByText. And also the new nth method, which I forgot if it's a zero-based index or starts with 1 when counting. I don't know. You'll have to play around with that by yourself. But yeah, these are a couple of new things. I like them. It's just different than the way I've usually used Nightwatch. These are brand new. I think they're cool, and I think I'm going to be using these quite a bit, especially when you need to really drill down into the document object model to find what you need to click on or display or whatever. I think this is cool. So that's it. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. And yeah. See you at the next one. The next one, I think we'll just continue testing the site and see about like doing the login and log out and all that good stuff with this website, and yeah, explore the new Nightwatch V3 cool features, because there's a ton of cool features. Anyway, thank you for watching. I am Seth. This is Action QA channel. Take it easy. Happy testing.